What is going on, everybody? Anon here. Happy Saturday evening. We're going to talk about 30th anniversary and a lot of really cool stuff. A lot of spoilers came out today, kind of showing some of the things I've mentioned in the past. And I am going to do my best bet to walk into production numbers for each of the SKUs, walk through the timing and the ratio. So everybody here has some idea of how many packs are coming out. So before we start, let's go to, or before we talk about the fun stuff, apparently the ETB book for all the cards was leaked today. There are obviously some pictures of the bangers here. Here's the Gengar that I've mentioned was one of the chase cards in the set, had not been spoiled up until now. Here's your Mew, your Mewtwo, all your older cards. These cards are absolutely fucking phenomenal. They're absolutely amazing. We look at these guys here. What's interesting is the Pikachu, Mewtwo, and Mew. Either these three are the Hyper Chase cards, which are an email from myself to myself, are like 1 in 10,000, God pack only, or it is these two plus the fancy Pikachu. I'm not sure which, quite honestly. I think these are way more badass. So the Pokemon community is now overwhelmingly bullish for 30th anniversary. Everybody can't wait to get their hands on it. For those of you who don't recall, when Ascended Rivals came out, people kind of shit on it a little bit. The bar was Prismatic Evolutions. People didn't know whether they were going to like it or not like it. People were kind of afraid of the pull rate. And obviously it turned out to be an absolutely home run set. Ascended Heroes is 10% of what this set is. I don't care what your opinion is. 30th anniversary is going to rip people's faces off. Now, that being said, I did tell you guys this was 4 months ago, 3 months ago, maybe 2 months ago. I don't know. That this set is going to melt faces. It's going to make your brains melt. And here it is. This is basically everything that everybody was hoping for. Now, I don't know if they spoiled the fact that they're God packs. I think everybody's kind of assumed that now. But there are obviously going to be God packs in here. Because why wouldn't there be, right? And again, my understanding is the super hyper chases can only be had in the God packs. And that would be your Mew, your Mewtwo, and your Pikachu. So there are not going to be a lot of those cards. If they truly are 1 in 10,000, you're looking at 18,000 each of those cards. They're going to be probably between $5,000 and $25,000 cards, especially in super high grade. If the email from myself to myself is correct. So that being said, one of the things that I like to do, and since, this set is here, it's probably going to be the biggest set of our lifetime until the 35th anniversary. Speaking of, Magic the Gathering 35th anniversary is in 2027. Don't forget about it. Don't sleep on it. They're going to try to outdo Pokemon. They're not going to be able to do it, but they're going to try their hardest. So allocations. There's been a million people out there spewing bullshit. Folks that really have no idea what they're talking about. The way that allocations work is you have allocations that go through distribution, and then you have allocations that go through MJ, that go through Excel, that go direct from Pokemon. I don't think there's a whole lot of those at this point that end up in big box. And by my estimation, if we assume, just put a pin in it and say the amount of product that goes into distribution is 1, the amount of product that goes to MJ, Excel, big box, etc., is 2.5 well, I should say 1.5 to 2. So about twice as much product, in my estimation, is going through big box stores as is going through traditional distribution, at least at this point in time. Again, just best guess from everything I can tell. And What I'm going to do here is I'm going to start to back in the numbers, but going back to calling bullshit on people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about, it does look like the allocations for 30th anniversary, they look to be, I shouldn't say the allocations, the purchase orders for distribution look like they're about 30% higher than what they were for Ascended Heroes. In addition, instead of having a 4-month rollout, because remember, we were January 30th to April 24th, if I recall. Here we're talking 9/16 to 11/16. So we are less than 2 months. So this is a super truncated period with approximately 30% more product, give or take. So it does go to show they are catching up. Now, are they catching up because they haven't been reprinting a whole heck of a lot of other things? Yeah, probably. So that being said, let's get into the actual item. So as I've told you guys multiple times, my understanding, again, in an email from myself to myself, is that their internal goal is 1.1 to 1.4 million packs per day. They're running 2 12-hour shifts, 24/7, 7 days a week, from the beginning of July to potentially Thanksgiving. Now, I'm kind of capping the end date at Thanksgiving because the Pokemon company tends to shut everything down after Thanksgiving. Now, this year that they probably won't, because remember, there is a Mega Evolution 7.5 set. There is a specialty set coming in early 2027. Has not been spoiled yet, but you heard it here first. So, given that that estimation, I'm saying 1 million packs a day over 180 days, which is half a year, 6 months, just for an absolute swag, is the estimated production that's going to go into this. Because remember, there's going to be days where you have lines down. There's going to be days where entire runs are fucked up and they don't catch it until after the damage is done and they end up throwing the stuff away. And there's going to be all kinds of challenges. So my base case is there's going to be somewhere around 180 million packs of this. Now, they're going to pack the booster bundles in-house. The rest of these SKUs are all getting shipped out to a third-party co-packer where they're going to pack this stuff. So your ETBs, your EX boxes, your mini tins, your tech stickers, your UPCs in particular, they're all going to your third parties. And if any of you guys have seen packing slips from the manufacturer, or packing slips from pallets as they come in, you know who they are. No need to talk about them here or have people knocking on their doors. It's kind of fucked up. But Pokemon is using third parties to effectively take the packs that they're manufacturing in-house and putting them into the end product for users. So, Elite Trainer boxes. Well, let's start with this. So, Ultra Premium Collections. I think this came out today. I forget who spoiled it, but there are approximately 1.5 million of the lights and the darks each being produced. In addition, the Elite Trainer boxes. Approximately 2.5 million of these. And I've run this math forward, backward, sideways, just based on my allocation, based on purchase orders for distributors, and multiple different things. Ratios of each product SKU versus Ascended Heroes. So I'm reasonably confident, this is a funny way to say it, that these numbers aren't messed up, right? They should be somewhere in the ballpark. So 2.5 million Elite Trainer boxes. I think if you guys recall, with Ascended Heroes, my number was somewhere around 1.25 per wave. So it's close. It's close. I think Ascended Heroes is probably closer to 2 million. And again, this 2.5 million is what's going through distribution, which in my opinion is probably about 1 million. And then another 1.5 going through your Walmarts, your Targets, your big boxes, every other place on the planet. And again, this is just North American production. This does not factor in Europe, so don't confuse the two. So approximately 2.5 million packs for ETBs. And then I just have the total pack count here. EXbox, here I have case. This is for my own personal tracking. This is actually unit. This is each. So, it's not 2.5 million cases. It's 2.5 million individual units, 240,000 EX boxes, which I think might be a little bit on the light side, but the math works out. 280,000 text stickers, 600,000 poster collection cases, 160,000 knockout units. I'm sorry, I keep saying cases. These are units, 160,000 units. And I know from talking to multiple distributors that the knockout collections are by far the shortest print run that any of these guys have. And then you come to the second release, which is October 10th. You have binder collections, 440,000. Booster bundles, 1.75 million. Now, initially, when I was running the math, I figured 1.5 million. It might be a little bit more than that because booster bundles are they're the easiest way to get the product out there. And then 440,000 mini tin displays. Moving on to November 6th, UPCs. Again, this number was spoiled today. Now, when I did my math, quite honestly, the amount going to distribution is significantly less than this. It's probably closer to 500 to 750,000 going through distribution, which tells me that there is a massive, massive chunk of these being saved for Sam's and Costco. I mean, it could be as high as half of this number. So just be aware, this production number tells me that there's going to be a significant amount of these going through through the discount box stores, in addition to Walmart and Target. Dittos, there are 8 packs in these. This is the second tightest SKU, which I don't quite understand. Probably because they just added it at the end, is my guess. 140,000. Celebrations figure collection, 240. And then the EX tin cases, I didn't realize that these actually didn't come out until December 4th, which is a little wonky. This is 240,000. So if we add all these packs together, we come up with 171,450,000 packs. Estimated total production, again, just my ballpark number is 180 million. I think if they hit 180 million packs, they would be thrilled. My guess is maybe they get to 200. Maybe they're stuck 160, 170. Either way, this is an exercise in close to hell enough, so you guys can see the relative magnitude of what's coming. So what I did here, I took the release date, and then I took the total packs, just simply summing each one up, sum them up, and then obviously the booster bundles and the UPCs are the biggest piece of this. Now keep in mind, when you think about 171,000 packs, I would be shocked if 40% of these packs ever get ripped. So when you're doing the analysis in your head, you look at wave 1 here, EX boxes, text stickers, posters, knockouts, well, maybe not knockouts, probably going to get ripped. ETBs, probably going to be put on shelves somewhere for a very, very long freaking time. So wave 1, 15,852,000 packs. Again, this is across distribution and big box. Wave 2, 10,568. So I have confirmation from 4 different distributors that the intended allocation is 60-40 on this one. So that does seem to be consistent across the board. I know in the past on, I think, Perfect Order and Chaos Rising, there were some mixed numbers, and I don't know if it was confusion or just the fact that everybody got their mix a little bit differently, which is perfectly fair. So again, 15 million packs. This is gonna get blasted to nothing very, very quickly. Which again, I think that is part of the reason why they have such a tight release schedule, because 3 weeks later, you're hitting the binders, the booster bundles, and the mini tins, and it's clearly by design that in each one of these waves, they are hitting a large bulk pack item to help satiate the market, unlike what they did with the Senate Heroes, which really put that set into overdrive. So set 2, 32,000, 33,000 packs, and then 22,000 packs wave 2. Now, what I don't know, so obviously perfect order, Chaos Rising, wave 2 came way, way too late. Like it was irresponsibly late by Pokemon. Pitch Black, it looks like wave 2 is already starting to land a distribution. I know I've gotten both waves of ETBs and 3-pack blisters from at least one distributor. I've had 2 others confirm that they are landing. I haven't heard about booster boxes, but I am hopeful, and I do believe this is going to be the case, that we're going to get wave 2 within a reasonable amount of time after wave 1. This is obviously a priority set. They're not messing around. So I don't see a world where we get wave 2 of ETBs in February, for example. Because again, they're going to want to wrap this up, put this to bed, and start printing 7.5, which it's insane what these guys are doing. And then wave 3, 53,000 packs. Now again, 87 million packs, 87 million packs from UPCs. There's gonna be at least half of those that never see the light of day. I'm guessing 75% of those ETBs never get open. And that's probably by design. So again, when you look at all of these packs, this isn't the number of packs available to be opened. This isn't the number of bullshit search packs selling on TCG Player where everybody's weighing them and metal detecting them and pulling the fucking god packs and hits out. This is just the total number of packs that if the stars aligned and everybody got stupid and opened all of their sealed product, this is what would be on the market. And then we have the tin cases. I just think it's hilarious that they're doing the tins. Quite honestly, it's going to be a cool product. But I just wish the promo was a little bit different than the Xbox. So again, wave 1, 102 million packs, 68 million packs for wave 2. It's going to be a bloodbath, guys. In my opinion, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. And, I did the video yesterday on how, in my opinion, Pokemon Company is coming in and really starting to push these big box stores to take the prices down. Which, whether you agree or disagree, neither here nor there. But ETBs are going to be $250 at release, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. I had somebody in Discord tell me that the UPCs are going to be $400 at release. Those UPCs are going to have an intrinsic value of $600 all day long. If they touch $400, I'll be buying them on the open market because these packs are going to be $15 to $20, and there's nothing that anyone can do about it. There's going to be 20 to 30 cards that are over $100. There's so much value in the set. It's going to be absolutely batshit crazy. Now, it is going to create an opportunity because every other product on the planet is going to be the redhead stepchild, except for this one. So use it to your advantage. So anyway, guys, I'm sure there's going to be like 3 jerk-offs in the comment section saying, why is Secure One reprints? I know the boxes exist. I don't know where they're at. Or, you're just making this shit up. You're right. It's math. I'm making it up. This is my best educated guess based on emails from myself to myself and things that I know and logic and common sense and triangulating allocations that I have from distributors or discussions I've had with buyers, folks that are in the know. So anyway, use it as you will. Join the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, and we'll see you tomorrow for the distro update. I would really love for this fucking computer to not lock up every time I fucking use it. The end.